Hi, hello, and welcome to a new episode of Release. I am so honored and grateful that you've taken the time to listen to what I have to say. Today, I thought that I would talk about endings and beginnings and cycles that we go through as humans, and sometimes where we basically assign our own suffering without realizing it. So first, I wanted to talk about the phrase "as above, so below." It's really popular in the spiritual community, and according to thewordcounter.com, as above, so below can mean that whatever a person does on earth will be reflected in the spiritual plane, or that whatever happens in nature or the stars is reflected within the human body. And I've been thinking a lot about this phrase, thinking about how everything exists within polarity, everything has its opposite, and in order to experience the quote-unquote good, you have to be susceptible to the quote-unquote bad, and vice versa. And I think a really good example of, as above, so below, is life and death, right? And for humans, death is like this extreme ending. It's like the period in our story. It is the closing of our book. Like, it is just the end, right? But when you look at death in nature, you see a different story. Nature seems to welcome death. Like, for example, I go on daily walks, and I walk the same route every day because there's just a specific place that I like to go. It has nice, grass. I have a nice view of the sunset. There are benches. It's lovely. And I think for about a week straight, I watched a squirrel decompose. This is gross. But on the first day, I saw the squirrel, and it was like freshly dead. And I thought to myself, maybe I should like pick up this squirrel and bury it. But I didn't have the tools. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave the squirrel. And for days, I walked by the squirrel and I looked at it and I watched as it was disintegrating. And I think on the second or third day, I started seeing maggots on the squirrel. And again, I know that's gross, but I realized, I was like, this is the cycle of life. Something dies, and then now the flies come and they lay their life. They lay the maggot eggs in the bed of this dead animal, in order for that animal or not for the animal, but this is meat for them. They're eating flesh. They're being born. They're eating whatever. They have their own little cycle of life right there. But it's not like a devastating thing in the eyes of nature. I hope that makes sense. It's just like, okay, this thing has died, and now it is giving a place for life to be born. It's just a cycle. And even in you look at that in trees, like a tree may be rotting, and then, or they may cut down a tree, and then if you look on the tree stump, you'll see mushrooms growing out. Even when a human dies, we decompose. The decomposed material is used as fertilizer for the earth. Like, we go back to our home. We're helping to fuel life. It's a cycle that I think we don't really pay attention to that much as humans, because we believe that death is this very finite thing. But when you take your mind out of the limited capabilities of existence, you realize that there is a lot more, and nature is revealing a lot of secrets to us without us even realizing. And I've been thinking about my own views on human death, and even though, yes, your physical being does die, I don't believe that death is ever the end of the story of your soul. So I believe that so there's research, old research. I forget who it was, but I was listening to a podcast. They were talking about it, and they were saying that there's this man that would weigh people before death and then after death. And after death, the person was, I think, between 1 and 2 pounds lighter. The numbers don't matter. The point is the weight before and after death, the person was lighter after death. And they believe that was the weight of the soul. Like, your human body may disintegrate. Your human body was made to disintegrate. Your soul is the thing that advances, right? So that's literally death bringing life into being, because now your soul has the opportunity. Again, this is just my own belief. This is just the belief of, like, reincarnation. So your soul has the opportunity to evolve. What did you, in this time, whatever amount of years you live, what did you do? How did you help to expand human consciousness? All of that stuff is stored in your soul. How did you go out and enjoy your creativity? How did you help others? How much of the earth were you able to treasure and love? How did you care about the people around you? Those are the things that matter. Money can't go to let's say, the next stage of life, quote unquote. Let's use that kind of terminology. That shit can't go to, your looks can't go to, all of the material vain things can't go to the next level, the next part of existence for your soul. So now your soul may be put in, I don't want to say this and then confuse anybody. Your soul may just be put in a toddler. Your soul may be put in a toddler. Oh my God. I did not mean that. Your soul may be put in a baby that lives in China. Or if you believe that time is not linear and that time also exists in its own cyclical pattern, you may be reincarnated in the soul of the Buddha, you may be what I'm trying to say is your soul is going places. Your body is just going to be here to help with the rebirth of Earth. But you, the soul of you, the essence of you, is going to be put out into the universe, into the world, to help again with the expansion of human consciousness. Let's move away from the morbidity of talking about death and kind of tone it down a little bit. And let's look at endings and beginnings, because I also believe that those exist on a cycle. So in our lives, we start doing a lot of things. We start jobs, we start school, we start relationships, we begin a lot of things. And some things have designated endings. Like with high school, you may feel attached to high school and your friends and the cycle and whatever. But when those 4 years are up, as long as you have completed all of the things required to graduate, you're no longer a high schooler. You don't see a 20-year-old walking into a 9th grade class claiming that they're a 9th grader. Like, that shit won't work. But I feel as though we have a harder time with endings. Just like with death, we get attached to things very quickly because we get comfortable, and then we fall into routine. I feel like I always talk about relationships on here, but I feel like love and experience in relationships is one of the best ways to communicate points, because we have all experienced love, if not in a relationship way, in a familial way, in a platonic friendship way, whatever way. We all understand some concept of love. It may be skewed, it may not be skewed, but we all have something that we call love. And for a lot of people, for a majority of people, endings of relationships are normally the hardest thing to do. A lot of people stay with people a lot longer than they're meant to, simply because of comfort, and they believe that there is no better. Personally, for me, the universe shows me very quickly what is and what isn't for me. And in one specific situation, I was shown that something wasn't for me anymore. It was good up until it wasn't. But I was in the wasn't part, and I was trying to see the it's good in the past, when I realized that you can't base your view of a partner, someone that you have any kind of connection with, romantic or platonic, on the past. What are they doing in the present? Are they loving you how you're meant to be loved in the present? Are they taking time out to show you that they love you in the present? Are they forcing you to bend your boundaries? How are they showing you that they care for you? How are they showing you that they love you? And for me, I was holding on really tightly to the past version of that love and not looking at the present and realizing that in this present moment, you may have been a great person in the past, but in this present moment, you're not giving me what I deserve. And if you were able to do it before, why is it so hard now? There is no, you don't need to explain or articulate or try to psychoanalyze the person. You simply say, you can't do this shit for me. This is what I need. End of story. And as I said before, for me, the universe likes to tell me when things are not for me, and I will try to fight that shit. But because I've already been told probably multiple times, it's gonna hurt like a bitch. And a lot of the times, the universe talks to all of us. We all have intuition. We all have gut feelings. It's just that some of us overthink and we don't believe that our gut feelings are correct. We believe that we're just making things up. So for me, I would just ignore my gut feeling, ignore my intuition, and just go on about whatever. But then the universe will come back a few times and be like, hey, babe, this isn't for you. I'll get a sign about something. Hey, babe, maybe you should tone back on this. Maybe this person isn't for you. And because I'm so attached, I try my best to mold that person. I try my best to mold the situation some way, convince myself some way that the situation is worthy of my attention still, or that person is still worthy of my attention. But when the time comes, it does not matter how much I want it. The universe is going to rip that shit from under you. It is going to tear your world apart. If you had listened the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, if you had listened any of the times that you got the warnings, the ending would have probably been on your terms. And yes, it would still hurt, of course, but you would have been able to take control of the situation and be able to say, yes, I left this thing, but it was for the best. And I did it on my own terms, versus the universe stepping in, or the person that you thought, okay, I'm fighting for this because this person wants it. They end it. There's so many things that could happen. There are many different ways that people end relationships. But the point is, if you don't listen to the universe is just going to do what needs to be done. Everything has to be balanced. And with endings, I found myself getting really, really attached to not only people, but just situations. Simply because I felt like, because this is where I am, this must be the best. And when I found myself feeling dissatisfied, I'd be like, okay, but why am I dissatisfied? This is what I have. Not everybody can have everything. And I realized really quickly that endings are new beginnings. If this person wasn't treating you the best and they leave, that is amazing news. I mean, obviously it's not amazing news. Obviously you're still going to be heartbroken. Yes, I know that. But I mean, eventually when you heal, and eventually when your heart opens up, and when you are ready again for love, the universe is going to test you again. Oh my gosh, the universe may not, okay, a test is not a good word to use. The universe may be trying to see if you have grown from the situation, to see if you are actually ready for what you're worthy of. You need to stop settling. The other day I wrote something down in my notes, and it said, settling will never leave you satisfied. If you are settling, that means that you're compromising on your needs, and therefore you will always feel as though your needs are not being met, because they are not being met. But anyway, back to what I was saying. There's better. There is always going to be better. The universe will always provide good, better, best. Always. But until you realize where you are settling, until you realize what you're doing that is showing you or that person that you're unworthy, you won't ever, not ever, you won't be able to truly and fully upgrade and walk in your actual blessings. That's one thing that I've been realizing, that gratitude. I'm grateful for all endings, all beginnings, always. Or I'm trying to be, even if there's pain, even if there's hurt, I'm trying my best to seek gratitude and to seek out the lesson in all of the pain, because the universe is not going to put you through random unnecessary pain. The pain is always going to be worth it. It's just that you have to try your best to find the lesson and try to see that, oh my God, being like, oh my God, the universe has forsaken me. No. The universe has favored you, because now you have an opportunity to see where you've gone wrong and to clear out the bullshit. And you may be saying, oh, but this person is my person. This is where I belong. So why are you making jokes about breaking up with them? Why are you making jokes about cheating on them? Why are you acting as if they're replaceable? Why are you pretending as if this person is not the love of your life? If that's the case, then you need to say to the universe, okay, you have taken out this person that I thought was good enough for me, this person that I settled for. Now you've taken them out of my life, and now that I think I've learned the lesson, now I'm ready for what I deserve. And then you might get another person that is, if you hear yourself being like, oh my God, this always happens to me, you probably haven't learned your lesson. You probably, in some ways, you might be sabotaging yourself because you don't believe that you should be happy. But I digress. Once the universe sees that you are ready, that you see what you are deserving of, things are going to start to shift drastically, and you're going to start to see how beautiful life can be and how you're holding on to complete and utter garbage. And until you let go of that garbage, you will not be able to hold on to the gold that the universe is giving you. And you need to remember that you are worthy of gold. That's one thing I needed to remember, because I was making excuses for people constantly when I realized that people on the internet always say, if he wanted to, he would. If they wanted to, they would. If they wanted you to feel loved, regardless of love languages, regardless of how this person expresses love, if they wanted to, they definitely would. If you feel as though it is not enough, then maybe that person is not able to step up to the plate for you. A lot of people call me naive because I believe that that I shouldn't be settling for love. Like, a lot of people say, oh yeah, but like this person is doing this, and oh my God, I want to be in a relationship so bad, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, yes, you want to be in a relationship so badly, but this relationship you're forcing yourself into is going to end in a month, in 2 months, maybe in 2 years, and you're going to be so hurt and so distraught just because you were lowering your standards, when in reality the universe is saying, hey, maybe hold out for a month or two, just chill for 5 months, just reconnect with us, reconnect with yourself, love up on yourself. And when you're not even paying attention, that's a very important thing about beginnings that are orchestrated, divinely orchestrated and ordered by the universe. They come when you're not expecting. They come at a time when you let it go, when you are no longer stressing. A lot of people stress. They're like, universe, I want a partner. Everybody else is a partner. I want a partner now. But that's not your timing. Everything exists within divine timing. Everything exists when it's supposed to exist. Everything falls into place at the right time. Everything will fall into place at the right time. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Remember your worth. Remember that you are worth everything. You are deserving of everything. You are so loved and you are loved. Stop settling for less than you deserve, because you're a bad bitch. You're a man, woman, non-binary, whatever your pronouns are, you're a badass person and you are deserving of a lot more than you give your credit for. I love you guys. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.